DC, the place that I be. Mistaken for real G's, home of the palm trees, swaying within the breeze. Man, can you feel the heat? Like the summertime anthem, got 'em dancing in the streets of the 805. Movie hands up, down, front, back, side to side. When you cruise it in your ride to the Cali sunshine, West Coast all the time. Got the homies posted on the corner cause they on the grind. Never tripping, California dipping, that's the life we living. Got the most beautiful women with the top notch, and you know we ain't gon' stop. Making ranks till we reach all the way to the top. In the game making bank, and you know I never drop. So run and tell your friends, it's the new West Coast of the year 2010. The place they wanna travel, in the California gravel, with the little youngster rascals always causing a fiasco. West Coast in the summertime, best time to ride with the sun shining bright. Get a girl by your side, show the world how we ride. California ain't no reason why.
Summertime in the 805, it's just another perfect day with the homies on the way, and the feeling's alright. Cause you know LOK, Zeke and DUKE will give you something to bump to, get drunk to, smoking a blunt or two, kicking back in the SBC. It's a place to be, we're puffing on that Cali green with some special sweets. Coming to the party, so crisp and so clean, what a gangsta lean. You can find me posted up in the back, where the feels behind the that, the big P.I.
Got my musical talent probably from my mom, from her having me listen to all kinds of music when I was young. She walked around the house cleaning up, or just having fun, or whatever she does. I just hear the music. So that's where a lot of my inspirations come from. I might not remember everybody that I listened to when I was younger, but I remember the rhythms. I remember the voices, the pitches, the melodies. I remember it all. So it carried over into me growing up. As I grew up, I heard different songs just like everybody else. For some reason, it stayed with me. I was born on the East Coast. The fucking flight path was killing us. I was born on the East Coast, so I have it in me. I have the musicalness in me, as well as being raised on the West Coast. I have the gangster shit in me. So, it's all there. So growing up, the musical talent was dormant. It was just sleep. So as I was going through life, just growing up, being a kid, I finally got into high school, 1986, and somehow a dude named Orange Johnson, he helped me. He brought it out of me, and it just started manifesting. That's when I started battle rapping back in the 80s. So by the time I graduated high school, being brought up in a gang-infested environment, I got turned out. Well, not really turned out, it was my choice to do it. I started gangbanging, and I blended my gangsterism with my lyrical ability, and it just took off from there. Personally, I feel that the more that they do to our education system, the more that it affects, the people in the community. The more that they take out of the school, the less that we have to nourish our minds and further ourselves with. We don't have, like they took out band. For instance, they take bands out of a lot of the urban schools, a lot of schools. Okay, if you take band out, how are kids gonna learn how to do music or play instruments? Okay, now that has some type of effect on kids and their production, and that reflects on the music today, because if we have no band class in the schools, what is that doing? That's making the kids be totally dependent on electronics. That's where the electronic instruments come in at. Okay, so we're having to learn how to play a real tuba or a piano. Okay, well, we don't have that in the inner city anymore. And that reflects on our production on music, I believe, because if the music doesn't sound authentic and it doesn't sound original, what does it sound like? It sounds computerized, like digital music. Once again, we're going back to education, because to me, You have to have imagination. You have to have vocabulary. You have to have breathing technique. You have to have living experiences. Okay, now all of those elements doesn't include, your level of education, but your level of education hinders a few of those areas. If you don't have proper schooling, then your imagination isn't going to be up to par. Neither is your vocabulary. Those are going to be lacking areas. Part of your vocabulary, you're supposed to have the definitions of the words so you can know what you're talking about. If you don't have that either, then how good are you? If you're missing some of those elements, how good are you of an MC? Your breathing techniques, you need that. That way you can be able to express your words and get it all out what you're trying to get out. If you have knowledge of vocabulary and definitions, and your breathing technique is right, you can rap to almost any style. It'll allow you to cut corners and cut off the end parts of words, or even add suffixes or prefixes to words that don't normally have them. But by you knowing the base definition of the word, you can do that. It's music. You can add a prefix or a suffix. You can cut off a letter or two at the end of the word. It'll all turn into ebonics anyway. But you have to know these things. If you don't know these things, that's on you. But it's not really your fault, because once again they fucked up our education. Actually, by staying true to the art form, by staying true to the craft, you deviate too much from it. How loyal are you to it? If you keep deviating from the art form, from the craft, you're doing it for something else other than being an artist. You know what I'm saying? You come up with more and more reasons to be an artist instead of just loving the art form. If you're doing it for the money, yeah, okay, that's what you do. But that's not the soul of the artist. The artist doesn't do it just for the money. You know what I'm saying? The money is a perk of it. The money gonna come. But if you don't have the art form, if you don't have the skill to do the art, you're not gonna make any money. So the best thing to do is to be the best artist that you can be. Keep networking with different artists. Keep being in different areas, different time zones. Just being open to collab with different people. Because if you stay in that circle, then you're boxing yourself in. I always told myself that if music is universal, why y'all keep staying in the hood? Why? Y'all have to understand this. There's a couple things that they send in outer space to get in contact with higher intelligences or different intelligent beings out there. They send mathematics and they send music, because those two things are supposed to be universal. Learn that music is universal, so get the fuck out the hood. It's not nah. Okay, check this out. Y'all listen to music from people that's not from the hood, which means they're somewhere else that they're at. You're in the hood. Why are you staying in the hood? Why are you making music just for the hood? It don't work like that. It's a world out there. It's a life that you need to go live. Go on out there. What you scared of? Huh? If you can move to another part of the city, you know what I'm saying? You can move to another state. You know what I'm saying? You can get your mind right to travel. Move, go see what the world is about. Go learn some stuff. That's how you be a total artist or be a better artist. You're not scared to network. You're not scared to to do what you need to do as an artist. Stop being totally dependent on other people to do stuff for you. Start spending your money on yourself. Invest in some cameras. Invest in a computer. Learn how to engineer. When you go to these studio sessions, sit your ass right there next to that engineer and ask him questions of what he's doing, and then you take that knowledge home with you and soak it up. You might have Pro Tools at home, but you're paying for a studio session. So when you go to that studio session, dude, you sit right there next to that producer or that engineer and look at what he's doing on that board. At the same time, you take an external hard drive with you and save your session that you just paid for onto your external hard drive.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Get started for cheese, make bread, break bread, take bread, or I squeeze. Hunger pains, dog, I do it for feed. do it for the shit I never have, the things my kids need. Beat, get started for cheese. Make bread, break bread, take bread, or I squeeze. Hunger pains, dog, I do it to feed. For the shit I never have, the things my kids need. What you know about my stomach growling? Catch you slipping from around the corner, coming prowling. The wolves is howling, living foul in this living hell. I roam the same streets that my dead niggas dwell. Trigger fingers.
What's good, P? We here to see who flow the best. I know it's PBK, but I'ma call you P for pussy cause I don't know the rest. The first 2 rounds prove you don't got the mental capacity to rhyme with me. All that shit you practicing and strive to be was naturally designed in me. My concepts are complex, I'm a problem when I'm battling. You only think that shit deep. You're like a toddler in the shallow end. If I were you, I'd take them rhymes and throw them in the first deep crevice you can find. Those monkey bars only hit hard in the recesses of your mind. Your style is repetitive. You need to focus on your raps. You have a repetitive style, you need to focus on your raps. I'm ahead by several miles for a Letterman smile. All people notice is the gap. If you quit trying to come across so crazy and absurd, and weren't as outrageous with your words, and hell, maybe it would work. You're like, if I bang you, it'll hurt. You look like an angry little smurf. You should either pay me, or at least thank me for this verse. These are life lessons for free. He wants y'all to think he grew up with the Pyrex and the Fiend. You should lie less in your scheme. This a live death in the ring. I dissect him and leave. Try-step into me. I'm sidestepping the swing. Right left of the lean. His whole body and have his mind left in a dream. I told P and O. They keying him up to get his face broken. Dog, I'm bigger than you thought I'd be. Beethoven. If I start clapping, it sound like cars crashing. Let God snatch it. Anybody close can catch a stray like a dog catch. What else? I'm all evil. I see no good. Make sure your people catch every bullet like Magneto would. Don't say you wasn't born if you see me next. Make you wish you wasn't born if you see me flex. Chopper rip a baby from your arm, call it CPS. See, whether I use street bars, prison bars, gun bars, don't matter which course I go. I got a forceful flow that end the careers of Superman like a horse's throat. I'm at the point where I no longer can make improvements with practice. Nothing left to prove with this rapping. That's 3-0. I just want to know who thought I would lose to this whack shit.
You know, it's your boy Link from the Bay Area, all over the Bay, so don't ask me which city. I live in all of them. It was asking me about the effects of music and the industry and pushing their agenda and kind of getting rid of the intellectual part of hip-hop and rap. And it's important that we need to understand that they're trying to push their own agendas to make money. And they're feeding you this idea of what they think is hip-hop and not what it is and what it came from. Because in the beginning, there's 5 elements of hip-hop, and like I'm sure y'all know the 4, but the 5th is knowledge. Like you gotta have knowledge. You gotta speak on something. They were speaking about issues, problems that was going on society. And so we need to bring that back. Like all of this, I'm in the club, like it's cool or whatever. There's a time and a place for everything, but you gotta remember there's other parts of music, like intellectual parts of music, like that talks about something, like how to come up, show you what to do, the steps to overcome problems. Like everybody's trying to fool you into thinking like that everybody just got millions of dollars to just throw on strippers. That's not what it's about. What it's about is trying to come from a place that you weren't given opportunities and making opportunity through your art, and to talk about something, to educate the youth. The music is a tool to help us, and they're turning that tool against us to dumb us down. Like you're not gonna learn anything from make ass clap. Like how you gonna survive in the world? Like when they ask you like, why should I pick you for this position, or why should I give you this loan so you can start your business? I know make ass clap. Like you're not gonna get nowhere with that. You gotta have an understanding. Like you gotta know something, and then once you learn something, teach that to the next person. And through music, you can hit millions, thousands, and all of that. You can spread your word to other people easily, because through regular conversation, you can reach people, and I support you doing that. But music is on a more global scale, and so if you can teach somebody through your music, you're gonna reach a whole lot more. But they're using that against us to teach us dumb stuff. And so we just gotta be more aware, and more than being aware, we have to be active in taking back our culture and promoting knowledge, promoting learning, promoting positivity instead of all this negativity, killing this person, going to the club, wasting money on stuff that's not gonna help you grow. It's not gonna do nothing for you. Because in the end, like when your kids need to learn how to do something, establish themselves, and you spend all your time, I'm in the club, like they don't know nothing. Like they're not gonna have no legacy, no nothing to build off of. All they gonna know is I seen them throw money. They didn't know how to get it. They don't know where it's coming from. They don't know how it works.
Speaking of that,
yeah.
Speaking of the pay style and like the pay rate, from your knowledge, what do the record labels? How do the record labels hold artists as damn near captive?
Like from my knowledge, like a common deal that artists get is called a 360 deal. And long story short, without all the complications, is say they give you $1 million. They didn't really give you this $1 million. They loaned you $1 million for you to do whatever you need to do to get your promotion and all of that, to take care of your business. And once again, if you don't know nothing about business, you think the money is yours, and it's not. And so you waste that money doing something if you're not educated on it. And then when you mess up that money, you gotta understand that this money was for you, so you can get your album off, so you can sell stuff and do shows. And the shows primarily is where you're gonna make most of your money that you don't have to give back to them. And so you not knowing that, you trick off the money, and now you sell an album and say it does do okay. That most of that money is going to the record companies. You're not seeing that paper. You're getting pennies off the dollar. And then, like what I just told you, they loaned you that money. And if you're making pennies off the dollar trying to pay back $1 million, you know how long it's going to take you to pay that back?
And then what might happen transpires in the process of your career. You know what I'm saying? Make a couple bad decisions. You know what I'm saying? The record label is not going to help you. They're, you know, prime example, everybody that's been getting in trouble lately, like Rick Ross, he got in trouble. The company didn't really do much for him. Nicki Minaj, they, you know what I'm saying, she did that looking ass nigga, you know what I'm saying, and that was a direct copy of Malcolm X, he looking out the window. Then she's with the truffle butter shit. It's like, you know, it's like the record companies aren't taking any type of responsibility for the artists that they're putting out. And in order, before you put an artist out, you have to go through artist development. And even, you know, once you pass that, before you even put your record out on that label, they have to okay it. And you know what I'm saying? They don't give a damn about what happens to you as long as, you know, their business, you know, keep going.
couldn't be true. And then speaking to that, it's like people gotta understand, like when you do that, and they're not concerned about you as the artist, they're concerned about the dollar that you can bring them. And then once you stop being able to provide that dollar for them, you're not an asset to them anymore. Like, this is why I say you have to learn more about business and have more knowledge, because they're not looking at you like a person. They're not caring about you. They're not feeling for you. You are a dollar to them. If you do not bring them dollars, you are a problem. You are an asset no longer. You have to be cut loose. They're not gonna do anything for you. Like, they're not here to help you. They're here to make money off of you. And like, we can't keep thinking with our heart.
Just tell them who you are, you know, where you at.
First of all, my name is Columbo Black. Columbo Black, Compton, death by a million paper cuts. You're either in the front with the grunts or in the rear with the gear. Fatigue makes a car with the most me. Victory delights me. We at the battle rap scene. We at the LA Beef event. What's going down? You know what I mean? I'm off the Battle Tech Pesos. We got Danny Myers on the card versus Real Talk. Oh my God, Perfecto versus Manny Moolah, Elo Stacks versus Boney B Crazy. You know what I mean? We got a couple flakes. Paulie Caskets was supposed to battle me today from Staten Island, but he flaked on me today. Luckily, they had a dude waiting in the wings. He had 3 rounds available, so I just needed a warm body. So that's where we at with it now. It's good to see my man Redrum in effect still, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, just out here doing it. An old rapper trying to make it. You know how it is.
Yeah, I heard tell about that. All right, you know, seeing as though you said an old rapper trying to make it, what you feel about this modern rap?
I still stick to the underground. I still stick to the underground, brother. Mainstream rap, I'm not gonna poo-poo it, and I'm not gonna shit on it. It's just not my cup of tea. I'm old-fashioned, but I don't apologize about that. You know, all movement is not progress. All movement is not progress. So I'm just gonna leave you with that. I'm not gonna even elaborate on it. That's just my opinion. I have a certain way, I have a certain sophistication I look for in my music. Certain detail, certain attention to detail, certain integrity about the music. And it's lacking at some points. So that's all.
Okay, you know, I can respect that.
Yeah.
All right, so this is the East Coast versus West Coast little battle thing, right? All right. What's your opinion on the state of hip hop as far as the West Coast is doing this battle thing as opposed to when the East Coast was doing this battle thing? You know, like the roles are reversed. So what's your take on that? Like, you know, it took like how many years for the table to turn?
You know, I guess, you know, they say it started in the park, it started on the East, you know, and then hip hop through various mediums, whether it be the recording side, it was sort of contention. But now, man, the playing field is level. It's all about bars. It's all about bars. That's all it's about. Other than that, there's really no tension here, man. Everything is love here. Most battle rap venues that you come to, they're really peaceful. You don't see nothing sparking off. I mean, these dudes are flying to different states. They flying into Detroit, Milwaukee, Atlanta, the West Coast, and you don't see no static happening. It's really an anomaly, you know what I mean? It's an anomaly when it happens, when you see fights happen at battle rap events. So it's really all love, man, but it's really just a battle of intellect, and that's what I love about it. This is the next bastion of the culture. It's the new frontier of the culture. It's the sophistication really that I've been yearning for years that I'm not getting from the music. So that's why I've made this transition into battle rap.
That's right. All right, well, Columbo Black, I appreciate, you know, your insight on what's going on. So
I appreciate you, bro.
Holla at you later.
Love you,
And
bro.
good luck on your battle too.
Appreciate it.
That's right. Thank you.
A few years ago, you know, we met a really special young man by the name of Young Vee the Future, and he was taken from us a few months back, and this event is dedicated in his memory, and I wanted to bring his mother and some close personal friends of his to say a few words on behalf of Young Vee. Without further ado, this is Young Vee's mother. This is Finesse. Give it up for Finesse.
First and foremost, I just want to give my love and gratitude to everyone that came out to support tonight, that had a lot of love for Brandon and understood his love for this art. Because, I mean, most people don't even know to what aspect this was a piece of him. And he was really a solid force and aura within this hip-hop realm and this movement in the West Coast. So, you know, let's all just give I just want to hear some noise or some something for Young Vee, for Brandon. Can y'all just give me some? And I want to thank Alcatraz, Woods, LA Battlegrounds for all the love that you've been giving him. He did start here. We started here. I met him here. And it was a beautiful thing being in this same room not too long before he passed. And that was his last battle. You know, Cali Smooth, I wish he could have been here. And, you know, just rest in peace to a young king.
First of all, I want to say thank you. You guys give it up for Alcatraz and LA Battleground. I'm not going to be long, but I know for the battle rap career, it started with LA Battleground. I thank you that it ended with LA Battleground. I thank all the other leagues. I'm sorry, I got to say Danny Myers, OD in his absence, R&B, Dre Vicious, Michael Million, Finesse, Kid Clutch, another guy I think is Gavin, if I got your name right. I mean, all you guys have been so supportive in this season in my life. Without these guys, I mean, they called me, they text me. This is what it's been all about. Thank you for allowing me to come on his platform. I'm sorry, no disrespect, but he was my son, where he ruled, where he did his thing, where he did it all. He gave you guys everything that he had. I gotta say it, it's Bizzle.